Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome to a holiday, Halloween, not a holiday, a Halloween tag. This tag is the Halloween This or That tag. It was created by Tia over at Tia at All the Books, and I was tagged by Jay Shay, who called me a wet blanket. So I'm doing this tag to prove I'm not a wet blanket. So this is all kind of Halloween themed kind of questions where you choose one thing over the other. So prompt number one is Dracula or Frankenstein. I'm going to pick Dracula. As a kid, I was a big fan of the old black and white horror movies, the black and white Frankenstein with Boris Karloff, the black and white Dracula with Bela Lugosi. I was big fans of all of those movies. My favorite was The Mummy starring Boris Karloff, and even though I've never read either one of those books, my favorite one of those movies was Dracula, so I'm going to go with that. Prompt number two was to pick a character, Skellington or Sanderson. I think these are characters from the movie A Nightmare Before Christmas and Hocus Pocus. I've never seen either one of those movies. I'm going to choose Skellington because, you know, I'm a sort of one time a fan of Tim Burton and his work. Prompt number three is Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers, two famous villain, scary bad guys from horror movies of the 1980s. I'm going to pick Michael Myers. To be honest with you, the fact that Freddy Krueger inhabits Dreamland makes him less real, and Michael Myers is a lot scarier to me because he was real. Prompt number four is vampires or werewolves. I'm going to pick werewolves every time. Again, the old movies, Lon Chaney Jr. As the Wolfman in those old movies. I really like that. And also, one of my favorite kind of one-off songs is Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon, so how could I not go with werewolves? Prompt number five is zombies or ghosts. I'm going to pick ghosts. I think zombies just move too slow. I'm not particularly afraid of a zombie apocalypse, and ghosts are just a little bit freakier. I like a scary movie from time to time, and I like ghost movies. The Conjuring movies are movies that I like a little bit and have found scary. By the way, on the subject of ghosts, I was just thinking this as I was sitting here in my room tonight, that I've had strange experiences in the house where we live now. I came home not long ago, and the light was on in my daughter's bedroom. My daughter has been away at college for several years, and no one really goes in there. And I noticed the light and the ceiling fan were on her room, and that really was without explanation. We've had fans, like stationary fans, come on that were plugged in from various times. One happened just the other night, in the middle of the night. One of our fans just came on in her bedroom for no apparent reason. My son, who's back home now but was away at college for a while, he had a lamp, or he has a lamp in his bedroom which you turn on and off just by touching the base. And you know, from time to time while he was away at college, we'd come home and go back there, and the lamp would be on in his room, and nobody had been in there for a long period of time. And one day, as I was sitting right here like I am today, actually the desk was facing kind of that way instead of the way it is now. I was sitting at my desk grading papers, and I looked up and I saw what I thought was a child walk across that opening space right back there. And it was so convinced that it was my son, because he was really small at that time, I jumped up and I rushed into the other room to see what was wrong with him, and there was nobody there. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there about ghosts and this room in the house I live in now. Prompt number six is witches or fairies. I'm going to go with witches because Professor McGonagall is one of my favorite characters from the Harry Potter movies, and she's definitely a witch. She's Scottish, so she has to be good. Prompt number seven is superheroes or supervillains. I have been boycotting all superhero movies since Captain America Winter Soldier. I just got tired of the entire thing, all the franchise, all the gimmicks, all the self-referencing. It just wore me out, and I realized after that movie, I really just don't care. I think those movies are kind of dumb. So I'm going to pick super villains like Obadiah Stane from the first Iron Man movie, which I actually thought was a pretty good movie because I just think the super villains are oftentimes more interesting. Let's see. Prompt number 8 is pirates or princesses. I'm going to go with princesses, primarily because I'm anti-Johnny Depp, and thanks to Pirates of the Caribbean, when I think of pirate, I see Johnny Depp's smug, stupid, hey, I'm an artiste, I can do what I want to face. Sorry. Prompt number 9 is, let's see, oh, this one's about Halloween candy, and it's, let's see, candy corn or caramels if you prefer. Caramels every time. Candy corn doesn't taste like anything, and they're really kind of gross. Again, sticking with the Halloween food candy treat theme, popcorn balls or candy apples. Candy apples just hurt my teeth. Popcorn balls at least have one of my absolute favorite foods, which is popcorn, as a part of them, so I'm going to choose that every time. Prompt number 11, moving quickly through these prompts, is apple cider or pumpkin spice latte. I'm going to go apple cider, but unlike Jay Shay, I'm going to go with the alcohol type of apple cider. Actually, you know, one of my favorite wintertime alcoholic beverages is hard apple cider, so I'm going to go with apple cider there. Prompt number 12 is hayrides or haunted houses. Despite the fact that I like horror movies from time to time, I do not like haunted houses. The idea or the thought of like walking through a maze that's been set up and filled with gross and scary, terrifying things and people who may jump out at me, that is not for me. I'm afraid I would run, I would have some kind of an accident, I would accidentally hit somebody, I would cry, fall to the ground in a quivering mass of terror. That's not for me. And hayrides to me mean, you know, nice fall days when I was maybe in junior high school or high school and getting to ride in the back of a trailer filled with hay, you know, in proximity to, next to whatever girl I had a crush on at that time. So hayride sounds a lot better to me. Prompt number 13 is choose a costume party or a spooky Netflix binge. At my age today, I'm going to go with a spooky Netflix binge. My wife doesn't like scary movies, so I'd definitely be by myself. But that's probably something I'm a lot more likely to do at this point in my life than to go to a costume party. Anyway, this was fun. Thanks to Jay for tagging me. Thanks to Tia for making this cool tag. I'll leave links to their channels down below. Let me know if you think I'm as big a wet blanket as Jay Shay says I am after watching this video. And as always, thank you for watching.